Yo, what's good, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing well today. Today, we're going to do an episode of the Ultimate Team Journey. We're going to go ahead and talk about something to really improve your gameplay before you step into the game, if that makes sense. Now, as you guys can see, my season's history here, we're at 20 wins, 5 draws, 6 losses. Not the best at all, but you can see that we've been able to maintain possession 60% at 60%, and our pass accuracy is at 92%. That's really, really high. Now, we've conceded quite a bit of goals. 48 is a lot, to be honest with you guys, but we've also scored 79, so we'll take it. We're currently in Division 6. We've won every single division, so we've got a cup for it. So we've not been doing too shabby. So I think I'm at the point where I can start sharing with you guys what I look for before I play into the game and start showing some clips for you guys and give you some advice and go from there. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this episode is knowing your personnel. And I'm going to sidetrack a little bit and talk about Madden. I know Madden's completely separate from FIFA, but I used to play Madden quite competitively about 4 or 5 years ago. I was huge in the esports scene. Not huge as in famous, but I was into it quite a bit, and I used to go to Madden challenges and all of that stuff. And one of the most important concepts that pro players used to talk about is knowing your personnel, knowing who you had on the football field. This is going to apply this year for FIFA. Last year, you were able to do a lot of things that you shouldn't be doing with players that should not be doing it. So, for example, if you had Puyol on the ball, you could sit there and dribble with him, or David Luiz, you could sit there and dribble with him, beat defenders left and right with no issue. This year, if you try that with a center back, you're in big, big trouble. You're better off clearing it. Even passing sometimes is a little bit difficult with center backs who cannot pass. So, what we're going to talk about is knowing who you have before you go into a game. Now, I know you guys are probably going to say, Smarba, you idiot. Obviously, I know who I have. I look at my team before going into the game. That's not entirely what I mean. I'm saying knowing what your players are capable of prior to entering in a game. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples after I finish talking about what I mean. So, my left back here, Radu, as you guys can see, 66 dribbling. And a couple of clips next, as I show you, you guys are going to see me trying to dribble with him because I never checked his dribbling stat. And it was very, very bad. I kept losing possession while I tried to do that. So, as I noticed that his dribbling wasn't good during the game, I started passing the ball quicker off of him and giving it to one of my players who can dribble. Someone like Montolivo, someone like Hernandez. Even De Rossi is obviously going to be a better dribbler than him, or even Kaká. So, I let my midfield take care of what they needed to take care of. And that's what I want to get across to you guys. Don't try to do things anymore like you tried to do in FIFA 13. It's not going to work this year. If you get a ball and it's a little bit shaky, don't try to pass it off to your defense to maintain possession. Just clear it out. Reset the play if that makes sense with you. Reset everything and just get back on defense and play defense until you can intercept the ball or make a good tackle and get the ball back. So many times this year, I've tried to maintain possession like last year where I pass it from a right back to a center back and to a midfielder, and then that center back just makes a really, really bad pass. I lose possession. I'm in big, big trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and head into the game right now and show you guys what I mean. This is a Division 6 match, I believe. It was against a very, very good opponent. He had a full... Actually, I don't know what team he had, so we'll see in a sec. So let me go ahead and jump into it, and I'll show you guys what I mean. So in this clip, guys, we are using our team to its strength. We're controlling the pace of the game through the midfield. We've got Konko, which we know that he's got decent dribbling and a good passing stat on him. So went ahead and passed the ball, laid it off to him. And then we know that Montolivo can hit long shots. So we rip one. Unfortunately, the keeper makes a save, but at least we used our team to its strengths. We didn't lose possession. We maintained possession, and we got a shot off on target. Could have even scored, possibly. Then we're going to switch things off to the defensive side of things. As you guys can see, he is playing very well, maintaining possession of the ball, using his left back in the attack. He's got Ashley Cole, so he can go ahead and do that just fine. But you'll see we're very vulnerable on the wings here as Radu accidentally gets out of position. He crosses the ball. Luckily, our center backs are very strong. But here is what I wanted to show you guys. I lay the ball off to Vucinic, who I thought would be a decent dribbler, but as you guys can see, his turning and dribbling the ball isn't that great, and I lose possession right away. So I tell myself, next time I get the ball to Vucinic, I'm going to pass it. I'm not going to try to dribble around like this because obviously that's not helping me beat defenders. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pass it off and let him do his thing, get into the box where he is going to do best for me. So this time, guys, as we're on the attack, you'll see Vucinic gets the ball here. I could have tried to dribble around that defender, decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Give it to where my team is playing better. I go ahead, give it to my midfield, and he's going to get it again here, and the same thing, just lay it right off, right to Hernandez, who can dribble, and then another player who has got insane dribbling, you guys will see, just defeats all the defenders. Twisting, turning, finesse shot, OP, puts it into the back of the net for our first goal of the match. So a perfect example here of not doing the same mistake twice. We had already Vucinic trying to dribble around defenders. It didn't work out for us, so we went ahead, just laid it off to Robinho and Hernandez, and they did the work for us. So here we're going to show you guys an example of not clearing the ball. You'll see here I try to maintain possession, something I would do in FIFA 13, and then I realize, okay, that's a big mistake. This time, if I get the ball, I'm just going to clear that thing out. Forget about maintaining possession. It's a bad idea, especially if your opponent is on the attack. It's just better to just go ahead, clear it out, and reset your whole team. Get back into position and defend again. It just seems to work a lot better, and this is my advice to you guys. Just clear the ball. Don't try to maintain possession by passing it from your center back to your left back or anything like that. Here's going to be another example here of just clearing the ball. You see he has a great ball to Lennon, who's going to cross it in, but we play good defense. It falls right to Montolivo. I could have probably passed it to De Rossi and tried to maintain possession, but didn't want to risk it. It's something I would have done in FIFA 13. Just hit the B button, clear it out wherever it goes, and then play defense just like that. Get the ball, and then you can try to maintain possession with your midfield and try to do some 1-2s and get on your attack. So that's going to be really my recommendations for you guys if you guys are struggling. I'm not sure how many of you guys are doing well or if you had any, questions about how I exactly play, but it's really all about making adjustments mid-game and trying to not repeat the same mistakes. So once you notice something about your player, try to think to yourself, okay, I'm not going to do that again. We're going to hop in back to our squad screen here and talk about just briefly about chemistry styles and how they apply to knowing who you're using as well. Now, I know this video already is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but we're going to go ahead and go through what I have picked for my chemistry styles. I put Sentinel on both my center backs because of the amount of crossing that's going in right now. Heading is just great for your center backs to have, and that extra boost just helps so much. I know a lot of people are putting other chemistry styles on their center backs. I personally like to have the best heading possible to clear those crosses. And then I went ahead and put Guardian on Conco because, as you guys know, sometimes I do like attacking with my right back and left back. In this case, I'm not going to be attacking with my left back Radu. His dribbling and passing is terrible. Conco is not so bad. Went ahead and put the Guardian, increased dribbling, increased defending. He's really good on the attack and at defending. No complaints whatsoever. Now, my left back here, Radu, is not the best, but he's really one of the only left backs in the Serie A now, since all of the left backs last year are left mids. Since so many people play the 3-5-2, or so many teams play like a 3-back formation in the Serie A. But I went ahead and put the Architect, I believe, or was it Architect? I believe it's the Architect chemistry style, and it increases passing. His passing was just too low for my liking, especially when I do want to maintain possession and I give him the ball. And 69 is too low for me, so I went ahead and put that there. And again, I put Guardian on Daniele De Rossi because I need my midfielders to have dribbling. There are two kinds of players right now on FIFA. There's the type of player who's going to rush you with defenders by holding down RB and just having so much pressure. And then there's the type of defender who's going to lay off and try to intercept your passes. But more so, I'm finding I'm playing against people with high pressure. And high pressure does bother me quite a bit in the sense that it really affects the way I play. So I need everybody to be able to dribble, at least in my midfield. That's why you can see that all of my midfielders have high dribbling and passing. Now, Montolivo, I went ahead and put Maestro simply because his shot becomes insane, his dribbling becomes insane, and his passing becomes unreal. So he's just amazing with the Maestro chemistry style. And then Artist is on Hernandez just to get that extra boost of passing and dribbling. Now, normally what you would want to do is probably increase the stats they're not so good at, but I mean, am I really going to be heading with Hernandez? Am I really going to be defending with him? Am I really going to be trying to outpace people? Probably not. Just went ahead and increases the passing and dribbling. And then Hawkeye for Kaká increases pace, shooting, and heading. Pretty decent. Obviously, your heading's not really going to go much with that with 2 of it going up. Now, keep in mind, guys, just because it has 2 green bars doesn't mean it increases your heading by 2 points. It increases all the stats that improve heading. So don't think that just because it's that little 3 green arrows, it means you go from 70 to 73 pace. That's not how Chemistry Style works. Went ahead with finishing on Vucinic. Again, I'm not going to be outpacing anyone with him. It just makes his shot better, makes his heading better. I needed someone that I can at least cross to if I needed to. And then Robinho, we went with the Deadeye so we can go ahead and smash some nice shots with him and get a nice little finesse shot with him, and it's been working out quite well. So this is the Chemistry Styles I've been rocking, and they've been working out for me. I've been enjoying this team. I believe I only have 1 loss with it. I lost 2-0 to somebody earlier, and he was a very, very tough opponent. He was doing exactly what I was saying, just pressing RB and rushing me with defenders. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope it was helpful. I really tried to do my best to help out a lot of people. This was one of the biggest questions I got from people. That's why I made a video on it. If you guys want something answered in the next episode, leave it in the comment section below. There's a lot of things I can do. I can talk about formations. I can talk deeper into Chemistry Styles. I'll start showing some gameplay for sure. We're in Division 6 now. Games are getting really tough, so it's going to be fun. I mean, there's a lot of people in Division 6 that just picked up the game. I don't think there's many people in Division 1 unless they've been playing nonstop. So it's still very competitive at Division 6. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any questions for me, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you really, really soon.